Are you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to the Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Thank you for tuning in, and welcome back to the Songwriter Show, right here on Reality Radio 101. I'm your host, Sarantos. I'm a solo music artist who's been writing lyrics for as long as I can remember. Words are just so important to me, and that's why I'm thrilled to host this show for you every Tuesday evening. I believe that every song is a story. Tonight, I'm so happy to have Ludlow Creek. Originally formed in 2013 as a cover act, southbound Dayton, Ohio band member Ludlow Creek is a powerful voice for modern classic rock in the Midwest. The band released their full feature album, Hands of Time, in early 2022, as well as a new studio track, What About Love, and a video for their song, Stony Lonesome Road. This will be featured on their new album slated for release this summer.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show, guys. How you doing tonight?
Great. Thanks, Toronto. It's great to be here.
That was a great harmony, man. You guys said great together. That was perfect.
That is, yeah.
It's almost like you guys are used to working together. That's so cool. So tell us a little bit about your band. Introduce the band members. I know two of you guys are on tonight, but tell us a little bit about yourselves and your other bandmates.
Okay, yeah. So the band Ludlow Creek, we're formed in 2013. Originally as a cover band called Southbound, but recently, chose a new direction and thus the new name. Band members sitting next to me is Dave Benson, guitar and vocals. My name's Alan Seals, guitar and vocals. We also have Jeffrey Friend, who is our percussionist and vocalist, and then our bass player, Tom Scarpelli, and then who also is a vocalist, and then his wife, Michelle Scarpelli, plays keys and does vocals as well.
Wow, that's a cool. That's cool. You got like everything covered.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is your biggest advantage as a band compared to other bands?
I think probably back to the beginning as a band in 2013, we all were relative strangers. We knew each other from playing events, and we all were in other bands, but we really quickly became friends, and the friendship really turned into more of a family bond in a short amount of time. And even when we're not playing music, we spend a lot of time together, meals and just socializing. And we travel and do writers' retreats. We really just enjoy each other's company. I think it's really fostered an environment in the band that is allowed us to really explore our creative ambition without any boundaries at all.
Yeah, that's very cool. I'll tell you what, there's probably other bands listening that are very envious right now because, my God, there's so much camaraderie in some bands, and, what's the polite way to say they can't stand each other in other bands? So that's really cool to hear.
Yeah, so I think we've been around long enough that we've experienced both ends of that spectrum.
Yeah.
I think I kind of added on to Dave's comment, but, I think, the family feeling is definitely a factor, but we all kind of played in various other bands and other efforts. We kind of bring our own. We all have the modern or the classic rock, kind of the well to draw from, but, we all kind of bring our own pieces, whether it's jazz or blues or country or whatever, that all kind of gets brought in and kind of just woven together in our sound. I think it kind of shows.
Yeah, and I think that's really what music is about, right? That fusion, that how many times can you play in the same three chords? But I think the variety is how you go from one note to the other, and then how you mix your unique sound and how you guys play with each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about how you guys do your process. How do you start a song? Is there one person that does it? You do it as a group? That kind of stuff.
We all write. We all have melodies or riffs. In some cases, we've had people wake up in the morning with a riff in their head. And you grab your phone. That's a great thing about technology. Your phone's on your nightstand, right? So you just grab it and whatever it takes to get that melody recorded, whether you hum it or grab a guitar or, whatever it might be, you get that down and then you bring it to the group and you just kind of say, I want to present this idea, and it evolves from there. And then in other cases, each of us will bring songs to the group that are in some stage of development. It might be half developed, 3/4, or once in a while it'll be a fully developed idea, and you give that to the band. The great thing about it, though, Sarantos, is that by the time the song is in its final stages and you're getting ready to start recording tracks in the studio and turn it into something, it's always, I can say this, from a personal standpoint, any song that I brought to the band, when we've gotten it into the studio to actually record the tracks, it's like way beyond my wildest imagination how it came out. So you're a songwriter, so you know what you're hearing in your head when you develop a song. And I don't know if you have a chance to ever collaborate, but everybody's got their ideas and their strong points. And it's just a really interesting process to watch something develop from its infancy to where it's actually the song is born. And there's not much really that is more rewarding than that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, and it's kind of cool. So I'm at the other end, right, where I used to do some shows, and every time I try to get a cover band or someone to back me up, it was torture, even though I paid them to rehearse and gig. So now I'm kind of like the reverse of the Beatles. I just focus on studio, and then one day if I make it and I can easily get people to play for me without torturing myself, then I would do it. But so I'm at the other extreme where it's like, you're like, well, this is kind of creative, and it's a fine line between it's stupid and it doesn't fit. So you guys have each other to kind of bounce ideas off of, and someone will catch you and say, hey, listen, yeah, that just doesn't vibe. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to that sort of, when you have that bond, you kind of have that family bond in a band, and you trust each other.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the unique thing I think that we have. Many times, I would bring something will come to me, and I think, oh, this is stupid, or this is not that good, and I bring the band, and they're like, well, let's try this, and it would kind of develop from there, and so that's given me a little more confidence, say, well, okay, I'm not going to just dismiss something right out of the box, self-critical, and I think it's not that great. I bring it to the band, and we work on it together, and there's definitely some synergy that happens there.
Yeah, because sometimes it's simple as changing a key or a modulation or changing the BPM or tweaking things a little bit, and all of a sudden you've got a hit on your hands.
That's so very true, man. I mean, we've had plenty of times when we thought we had a good song and we'd start working on it and it just wasn't there. And, after we rehearsed it on a few different occasions, we're not really getting anywhere with it. The old adage, don't beat a dead horse. We kind of set it aside for a while and give people time to simmer on ideas and how can we make it work. And when we come back to it, it's usually, like I said, it's way better than what original idea intended that way. But we let it happen organically. We don't, if we're not feeling a new tune in the early going, we don't try to force it because we've got so many songs waiting in the wings to get to that we just keep plugging away, and instinct and musicianship and all those things that are so very important in crafting a song eventually come into play.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, you asked earlier about collaborating. It's kind of funny. I've been doing this 8 years, and in the beginning, I was like, collaborate? Like, what's that? I would never do that. And the last couple of years, I've collaborated on a couple things, and I've tried to collaborate on 10 other things, but people are very interesting. They ask you to collaborate, and then you're like, all right, let's do like Nashville. We split it equally. And what do you want to do? Do you want me to do the music? You want me to do this, that? So, it ends up like you're like doing 90% of it, and you're like, all right, here's the finished Logic file. All the tracks are done. Do you want to throw some lyrics there and then, send them my way, and then I'll look at them, tweak them, and then we can each do our vocals if it's a duet or whatever. And then I never hear from them. for like 6 months. And I don't know, it's this weird dynamic where I don't know if people get intimidated or if people sometimes, it's just weird, man. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I think for us, one of the, I guess, benefits that we have is that, we're kind of, geographically, we're, within proximity to each other. So that takes away some of those barriers. But we've kept the pace that, when we're playing a cover band, we'll rehearse, the same night every week, rehearsal every week. Done that for years and years and years. So we've just kept that tempo. It's just part of us now. And I think that just kind of helps keep it moving.
Yeah, I get it. How do you guys decide? Do you have a confidant, or how you decide if a song you've come up with that you think is pretty cool, how you decide if you're going to release it to the world? Do you run it by somebody, or is it just you guys?
It really does have to kind of, pass the test for all of us. I think we do trust each other's judgment pretty well now. But, we've also, some of the songs that are going to be on this next album, some of those we've already played them out in front of live audiences, to kind of get the reaction. Mm-hmm. And right away if it's going to be a great song. Yeah,
if the audience responds to it, then there's your answer.
Yeah, absolutely. And then sometimes I think it really is, somebody will bring in a song, and like Stony Lonesome Road is that way, where it's just like, this story needs to be told. There's no question that this story needs to be told. The musicianship part of it has got to pass muster, but there's something about the song that you're like, yeah, this has got to be on the album. We got to get this out to the world.
Yeah. Okay, tell us about this song that we're going to hear in about a minute here. What inspired it?
That's a song that was written by our drummer, Jeff Friend, and it was really written in the last election. And even when it was hard to have conversations sometimes with lifelong friends because everyone was at odds about one thing or another. And the particular day in question, Jeff was on the phone with a friend, and the conversation turned a little bit political, and it got heated, and the friend wound up hanging up on him. So what you hear in the song is based on actual events. It's not in Jeff's nature to lash out at anyone. So he just took a walk to gather his thoughts. And as he was on his walk, the lyrics from the song came to him. And as soon as he got home, he headed to his studio to put pen to paper and get the idea down. And we started developing it after he brought us the demo. It's really just something that happened to him one day. And it's a commentary on the state of the world at that particular moment in time.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys, I'll tell you what. Let's listen to it, and then we'll come back, chat some more, okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, here we go, guys. Check this out.
Called an old friend today. I didn't really have much to say, just shooting the breeze and talking about the good old days. He started talking about the president and didn't think that he was making sense, and I found myself on the wrong side of the fence. He got mad and he hung up the phone, and I just sat there all alone, wondering what on earth the world is coming to. What about love? What about peace, love, and understanding? What about getting along even when we disagree? And what about grace and putting a smile upon your face? We can make this world a better place when we start with love. I can't turn on the evening news. The newspapers have divided views, and I can't tell who is telling the truth. There's say it's darkest before the dawn, but, well, I'm afraid we're too far gone. Cause people are happy to tell you when you're wrong, wrong, wrong. But then I have to step back and think, this is why society is on the brink. We just need a little something to hold on to. What about love? What about peace, love, and understanding? What about getting along even when we disagree? And what about the race and putting a smile upon your face? We can make this world a better place if we start with love. What about peace, love, and understanding? What about getting along even when we disagree? And what about the race and putting a smile upon your face? We can make this world a better place. What about love? What about peace, love, and understanding? What about getting along even when we disagree? And what about the race and putting a smile upon your face? We can make this world a better place when we start with love. When we start with love. When we start with love. When we start with love.
That was really cool, man. Thank you for sharing it with us. Do you guys have any new things coming out? Anything you want to share with the fans?
Yes, we do. I mean, we've been working on a new album for release. It'll be coming out towards the end of summer, early fall. It'll have 12 tracks on it. We're very proud of this effort. It's currently right now going for, we just finished the mixes. It's going for mastering soon within the next couple weeks. And of course, then there's cover art and that kind of thing. But, we look to release that, as I said, probably late summer, early fall. So that's one of the projects that, we're finishing up. And then even behind that, then we've been already in our rehearsal space. We've been working on some new songs beyond that. So we've got about 5 or 6 behind that, which will be on a follow-on. We're not really sure how we're going to release that, if that'll be an EP or if we want to do some singles.
Cool. And then you guys are gigging? You guys are back on the road?
Yeah, we've got a few shows booked to play around town here near Dayton over the summer. It's all venues that we've played in the past, kind of excited to see what we have to offer in this transition to doing our own original music. It's partly out of the nature of transitioning to an original act and wanting to spend the majority of our time in the studio to get music ready for this next album release and the one after that we haven't focused so much on booking. We're confident that after our album release later this year that we'll get back into a heavier playing schedule like we were before.
Yeah. Is there a time as a band where you guys kind of looked at each other and you said, wow, that's really cool what just happened to us?
Yeah, it's every day, Sorrentos. It was a tough decision. We had a lot of meetings and a lot of deliberation, because ultimately you have to commit 100%. We had achieved a certain level of success playing cover tunes. We got to be known around town. We could basically write our own ticket, play whenever and wherever we wanted to play. Our own music started creeping into shows, and it was really well received. And it's just, you write your own stuff, so the vibe from that.
Yeah,
it's a whole different kind of satisfaction. We had that heart to heart. We're not getting any younger. If we're going to do this, let's do it now. ever since then, it's been like being on that roller coaster when the roller coaster train is clicking up that track, that huge hill. It's just all excitement and anticipation and getting to do these types of interviews and hearing our songs played on radio around the country. It's just been a whirlwind, and we're all over the moon about it. And we can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yeah, we can't wait to see what the future holds for you guys too, man. That's really cool. Tell us about your website. Where can fans buy your stuff, stream it, find you on social media, anything you want to share with the fans?
Yeah, so you can go out to www.ludlowcreek.com, and that is our webpage. So you'll see on there the shows that are coming up. Some of our music is on there. There's an electronic press kit, obviously, on there. So that's kind of just all about Ludlow Creek. And then people who are Facebook users, just go to facebook.com/Ludlow Creek, and you'll see our Facebook page on there. So there's a lot of stuff on there as well, these kind of interviews posted there, and then some of the awards that we've been nominated for are posted on there as well. And then there's on YouTube, the Stony Lonesome Road video is on YouTube. So we invite people to go out and check that out, to like that video, subscribe. And so that's kind of our current web presence right now.
Okay. All right. That's really cool, man. Obviously, I wish you guys nothing but success, and I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Thanks, Toronto. Same to you, man. We've got a chance to check some of your stuff out on YouTube. It's really cool stuff, and we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us tonight.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you. And thank you to all the fans for listening tonight to both of us. We know your time is precious, and thank you for spending some of it with both of us. Thank you, and I hope your own unique story gets heard around the world. My name is Sarantos. Please join me every Tuesday night to hear other fascinating artists share their behind-the-scenes stories right here at the Songwriter Show on Reality Radio 101. Have a great night, everyone. I love you guys.
Help me, please shelter me. As a child, I was so young and free. I felt so confident as you carried me. You held me so close and always believed. You instilled in me a sense of purpose and destiny. The world is black and white, as seen through the eyes of a child. Innocence so pure it lasted for a while. I miss the day, the calm you let me feel. You always believed in me and made everything so real. I miss being a child. I miss feeling a bit wild. No care in the world for me. A child's mind open for all to see. A child's mind is so young and free. A child will always believe. A child's mind must belong to you and me. The years have passed on, many days have come and gone. My intentions once good, my actions now sometimes wrong. Once wide-eyed and full of spunk, now so negative and always drunk. Lost looking in the rain for that childlike innocence again. I miss being a child. I miss feeling a bit wild. No care in the world for me. A child's mind open for all to see. A child's mind is so young and free. A child will always believe. A child's mind I miss feeling a bit wild. No care in the world for me. A child's mind open for all to see. A child's mind is so young and free. A child will always believe. A child's mind must belong to you and me. A child doesn't know how to lie. It used to be mine.
Thank you for listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.
This program was mixed and mastered by Landis Maitland Whitelaw at landismaitlandwhitelaw.com.